How much has UCLA changed over time? UCLA was first established in 1919 in the Vermont Ave campus. It wasn't until 1929 that UCLA moved to Westwood, thanks to the efforts of students and alumni at the time. Through the rallying efforts of the students and alumni, UCLA was able to get a land grant and expand campus in a larger area in Westwood. From its establishment in Westwood, campus was fairly small with only 4 buildings completed at the time: Powell, Royce, Haynes, and the Humanities Building. Today, UCLA has greatly expanded with the addition of Bruin Walk, South Campus, and a much more vast North Campus. So what exactly constitutes UCLA as an infrastructure? What are the implications that come out of looking at UCLA as an infrastructure? And how have these values changed over time, and are those values still upheld today? When people think of infrastructure, they tend to think of this concept as being immaterial. However, looking at Bruin Walk as the main pathway students take to get to their classes, as well as looking at the newer buildings in South Campus, this reveals how campuses are an infrastructure and that they have materiality, need to be maintained in order to prevent breakdown, and that information can be spread from one point of campus to the other. UCLA has grown from just 4 buildings in 1929 to over 200 buildings today. However, looking at the pathways with the addition of these buildings and an expanded campus, there have been several pathways created for students to navigate their way through campus. The most notable pathway at UCLA, however, is Bruin Walk. Today, many students use Bruin Walk to get to their classes. Bruin Walk is where you see people handing out flyers. It's where students talk to their peers. It's right next to Ackerman and Kirchhoff, which is where students can get coffee and food. Bruin Walk is located in the epicenter of campus, but extends and separates the two halves of campus, north and south. I'm heading east. Navigating through campus is a lot more different now compared to when UCLA was first established. Students walk through Bruin Walk and either have classes in South or North Campus, or even both. It can also get pretty exhausting walking up and down hills, but walking through Royce Quad and North Campus seems to make it all worth it. While North Campus and Royce Quad was built first, North Campus has also expanded quite a bit more with the addition of the Sunken Garden and the film, theater, and television buildings, and more.
I'm heading west to find the endings of my own. I'm heading west. I'm heading west. I'm heading west back to the place that I was born. I'm heading below. I'm heading below. I'm heading below to find the earth to call my home. I'm heading below. I'm heading below. I'm heading below back to the place that I was born. I'm heading above. I'm heading above. I'm heading above to find the spirit of my own. I'm heading above. I'm heading above. I'm heading above back to the place that I was born. I'm heading within.
From its establishment in 1929, it was evident that the students valued the campus when they came together to fight for the land grant. It was very much a community effort. Since then, however, UCLA has grown to worldwide recognition and is one of the most popular public schools in the country. With this notable status as an institution, the values that once seemed to come from a small, tight-knit community has now turned into a large network of high-profile school officials making decisions for the students. Today, UCLA very much values maintenance, as is evident when walking through campus and seeing maintenance workers improving the buildings on campus or even sweeping the leaves off the ground.
I'm heading east. I'm heading east back to the place that I was born. I'm heading south. I'm heading south. I'm heading south to find the emotions of my own. I'm heading south. I'm heading south. I'm heading south back to the place that I was born. I'm heading west. I'm heading west. I'm heading west to find the
values and upholds innovation to a high standard. There are always new changes being made to campus, new buildings being added that aim to be technologically and scientifically innovative.
I'm heading west to find the endings of
Looking at UCLA as an infrastructure gives a wider perspective on the values that it has as an institution and the implications of those values. The historical context of my infrastructure helped provide background from the establishment, how my infrastructure has expanded over time, and how the values have changed over time. UCLA's campus started out small, but with the rallying efforts of students at the time, they were able to get a land grant and move to Westwood. At the time, it showed how involved the community was in the efforts to improve campus, which compared to today is very different. Today, it's the maintenance workers, state and federal grants that really help with the upkeeping of campus. And this is because of how much the campus has grown and its large network of innovators. UCLA's campus today reflects how much they value innovation but still maintain campus. As campus continues to change and expand more in the future, Bruin Walk will continue to be the epicenter of campus and help students and guests navigate through campus.